the most anticipated. Alright, so throughout the week, you guys hit me up a lot, telling me about Hungry Joker 3, where's the review, and if some of you didn't know, I put up a bulletin, and on Facebook, I put up a post. Basically, I was waiting for Chapter 4 to do a combined review of Chapter 3 and 4, that way I will be caught up, and there will be no more late reviews of Hungry Joker, and I'm so glad to see how excited you guys are, and judging from the votes for last week's Chapter 2 of Hungry Joker, I believe it was 610 of Naruto. It was, I think, 689 of One Piece. Those chapters, anyway, the results are in, and wow. For a while, Hungry Joker was winning by a landslide, which I was shocked as hell. But coming in at number 1 is Naruto, 127. Wow, it really came from behind, because at one point Naruto wasn't even in the top 3 most voted. But coming in number 1, Naruto with 127. Number 2, Hungry Joker, 122 points for Chapter 2. That is awesome. Really awesome. Coming in number 3, Bleach with 107. Coming in at number 4, One Piece with 94. And then coming in at number 5 with a complete difference from the others is Beelzebub with 15 votes. So we altogether got a nice list of Naruto, Hungry Joker, Bleach, One Piece, and Beelzebub. Those are the top 5 for that week. Crazy to see that Hungry Joker actually even got up there. And so this week you can vote again, you know, for which chapters you thought was the best. Was it the Shinobi Alliance showing up in Naruto? Was it in One Piece, the craziness with Law? Was it in Bleach, the people that showed up? You know, whatever chapter you want to vote, you can vote as well. And since a lot of people have been requesting, I'm going to give this as well. You can also vote for Fairy Tail, just because this is one thing that people really wanted me to add to there. So the only other manga for now that I'll add to the rotation is you can vote for Fairy Tail as well if you'd like. But right now, that's the top 5. You know, vote right now for your top 3, and we'll just see what keeps going. But this is going to be a big review, so let's get started. Chapter 3, oh my gosh. And by the way, you can vote for Chapter 3 or 4, or 3 and 4 as a whole if you want, because they put out 2 chapters basically in 1 week, since everything was kind of messed up the way they were translating. But now we're going to have 1 chapter a week, so everything should be on par. But with Hungry Joker, you can vote for Chapter 3 or 4, or both of them together. Me personally, I'm putting in my votes for Chapter 3 because it was just phenomenal. Yo, you got basically Haiji versus this guy that he was calling God at one point, but we find out his name is Kild, and oh my gosh, the way that battle went down, that was freaking crazy. It really was just an epic battle, and we also got a couple of different things going on. First of all, we see that guy Kild, he had, I guess, what you would call one of the urekas, and it was basically just these peas or something, and he would eat them, and I guess it would give him like some monstrous powers. Like the girl that was actually the hospital assistant that turned into that big monster, it was because he gave her peas, and then Haiji basically, I don't know if he hit her in the chest or touched her in the chest and got the peas to spit out, and then she turned into just this naked woman. And it was just really awesome to see that epic punch when Haiji tricked them. The powers was going out, and he just managed to snatch the apple, take a bite, and punch Kild in the face, and actually made him bleed. Now, the way Kild keeps talking is as if he's not human. I don't know what that means, but he kept on like saying, "You mere humans." So Kild is probably not a human. He's probably something else. I don't know exactly what, but it was really interesting to see Kild keep calling them humans, and it was just awesome to see. And now he almost has a fascination with Haiji, because he was like, "Oh my gosh," because nobody ever, I don't think, made him bleed, a human, and him punching him in the face, he got him to bleed. I was just like, this is freaking epic. And some girl shows up, Rosary, and they're fighting over who, well, not really fighting, but there was a little squabble over who's going after Haiji, because Kild is so interested in him. And I can't wait to see more about her, exactly what are her Eureka powers, what it is. But judging from everything going down, this is going to just get more and more exciting with these Eurekas. I don't know how to say them exactly, but it was just really a crazy chapter. There was so much to it, and I love how we're finding out new ones, because at the end of the chapter, of Chapter 3, basically they're like that they got to go to England to get this Judge Hammer, I guess it was called, the Pythagoras Hammer, and I can't wait to see what's that going to do exactly with powers, because so far we got the peas that turn you into this monstrous state. We got the apple that allows you to float, or use gravity, I guess you could say, control gravity. And now, what the hell is this hammer going to be? I don't know. It was kind of funny at the end of Chapter 3, by the way. It's almost as if Haiji was using her as a hoe. The girl, she's naked, and he's like, "Here's some money, go away." But we have a understanding that Haiji, wants to understand how people feel and everything, but he just doesn't really know how. He doesn't know how to approach certain situations. But at the end, he kind of wants to understand her, and he's like, get along with your brother. So that was kind of interesting to see Haiji, and just the character. I hope he progresses to one day understand a little bit at least of, human interactions and how to react to certain situations. But Chapter 3 definitely was a solid and awesome chapter. We got battle, a little bit of character progression, learning a little bit more about the villains and these Eurekas, exactly what they do, or what they can do anyway. And just, it was a really solid chapter. Chapter 4, definitely a lot slower. It was more so getting a little bit of Chitose and learning a little bit more about her and what's going to be her part in this whole thing, and exactly her relationship and why Haiji wants her around. And I like that because Chitose, from the beginning already, a lot of people, including myself, have seen her as a weak spot. She's been a weak point in the story because we got this awesome character Haiji, and then her, she's not really doing too much. And even in the chapter, she says, I quit. I can't really do anything for you anyways, even when we were doing basic stuff. But now that we're in this incredible, we're fighting these big monsters, I can't do nothing for you. And it was crazy that she goes to her mom's house and Haiji is there. That was hilarious. He's like, hey, how's it going? And honestly, the jokes was really funny in this one. But definitely just to learn more about Chitose. It was slow, but it was nice to see that the reason why he wants to keep her around. And that's basically that ever since she came around, his research has gotten more better, and he's progressed more as far as learning more. And he even thinks that because of her, he might eventually find out exactly about his past and what's going on with that. And I like that. I think that's very awesome as a character progression. It was more so this particular chapter, chapter 4, was focused on character progression, on development, and just learning about the relationship between Haiji and Chitose, and exactly what do they mean to each other. On one half, it seems as though she kind of likes him in a way. She wants to be around him, but at the same time, she feels like she's useless. And automatically, it's starting to put the hat on her that she's going to be her own version of like a Bulma or a Nami, the chick that follows him in the beginning. They're going to have an adventure, them two, and then eventually I think people along the way will join them. I don't know how many I want, because right now I'm liking just this combination of this crazy kid, and then at the same time we got this kind of average girl that she really can't do much, but the little bit that she does, sometimes they say, it's not the big things that you can do, it's the small things that you can do that can really make a difference. And she's the 1% that, 99% comes from just your overall brain and what you can do, and then the 1% comes from the inspiration, and she's the inspiration. Just her bringing him a little bit of tea in the morning to warm him is enough to make him feel like, wow, nobody's ever done that for me. That's amazing. And I really like that. I think that that's really awesome, that the little bit that she can do is enough to make him feel better about himself and feel just better. Now, I hope, like, as cool as that is, I hope she has a bigger plot, a bigger role. Maybe, like, eventually we'll find out that she actually does have a power, or maybe she's already eaten a Eureka and we don't know about it, because it was kind of a little bit odd, I guess you would say, that from the time she showed up immediately, even if it's the small changes, that his research did better. Maybe she could be an aid in some way. I don't know, but I hope she gets some type of either power, or just she has a little bit more importance. Because right now, even with the small stuff she does for Haiji, I want her to actually be more important. Just overall, more important character. So that's definitely what I want to see from her. And overall, Chapter 4, definitely a little bit of a downside from the other chapters. Not as good. It was okay, but I liked seeing the progression. It was hilarious at the end that Haiji moved their entire house to an airplane just so that they don't be late to the flight to England. And that was just hilarious. So, Chapter 4 definitely focused more so on character development, the relationship between the two of them, some jokes, which was hilarious, stuff like when Haiji was like, oh, I came here to ask for your daughter's hand. And, that was just hilarious in and of itself, because it's like, he doesn't understand what he's actually saying. He's like, later on, oh, so that's what that meant. No, I just want you to be part of my research, a part of my team, be my assistant. So I like that as well. And overall, again, for what it wasn't an explosive chapter like the previous 3. We had 3 explosive fighting chapters. This was a slowdown, and it was actually entertaining. I love when you can get a build up, a slowdown, and it still be entertaining, and that's what it was. So definitely got to say that Chapter 4 was okay. It was good for character development, good for setup, and I can't wait to see when we get to England. I wonder who that guy was at the end, smoking the cigarette and saying, oh, whoever comes, I'll kill them and whatnot. Can't wait to see Haiji go up against him. And Haiji says as well, because, a lot of people worry about Chitose, she's pretty average. What can she do when people attack? he said he'll protect her with his life. He's going to do everything possible he can. And I could see eventually a relationship forming between the two of them, more so than just assistant and scientist or doctor, whatever you want to call him. I could see more so maybe like a connection in the future, because she blushes whenever when she was accepting, and kind of I could just see that route eventually happening. Can't wait to find out more about that hammer, that dude at the end, and just all around again. Chapter 4, okay chapter, not as good as the previous 3, but for a slowdown, it was still entertaining, and I like that, because some slowdowns can be very boring, but this wasn't. Let me know what you think, though. What is that hammer going to potentially do? The Pythagoras hammer. Who is that dude at the end? Is he just another Eureka user? Is he a human, or is he what Kild was saying, more than a human and whatnot? And just your overall thoughts. Chapter 3 or Chapter 4, which one was better? For me, Chapter 3 was way more explosive and way just crazier, but Chapter 4 definitely was entertaining, but I still prefer Chapter 3 by miles, because Chapter 3 was epic and awesome. Chapter 4 was okay. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for this awesome manga, and just where it's going is looking crazy. And once again, if you still stick around, make sure to vote. You can vote whatever manga from Shonen Jump, Beelzebub, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Hungry Joker, whatever you want to vote for, make sure to vote. And that's all I have for this video. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.